First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, to the Venerable Mang Liaoning, to Master Sakya Tsang Kung, homage to His Eminence Karmapa, the 16th Dharma King, homage to Master Dupten Darji, and homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Namo Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Simu, Dutton Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today, the Vice President, Mr. Wu Dong-yi, from Executive Yuan, the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Chen and Mrs. Chen, the Mayor of Nantou County, Mr. Lin, and the wife of the representative of Taiwan to Sweden, Dharma Sister Judy Liao, the Chief Secretary of the Taiwan government, Mr. Tsang and Mrs. Tsang, and the academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu, from Hong Kong Asian Knowledge Management Academy, Academician Mr. Lee and Mrs. Lee, and the Vice Chair of the Legislative Yuan's Mr. Tsai Chi-chang's representative, Ms. Chen, and from the Legislative Yuan, the Legislator Ma Wen-jin, Legislator Xu Su-hua, and the council person from Nantou County, Mr. Jian, Mr. Jian, Mr. Tsang, Mr. Jian Jingyan, Mr. Jian Xunyan, Mr. Tsang, Zheng Yan, and Mr. Lee. And from Nantou County, the KMT Party's chair, Mr. Lee, Nantou County Government Civic Department, the chair, Mr. Wu, from Nantou County's government, from the Religious Department, Mr. Tsang, from the town of Caotun, from the Public Affairs Representative, the Social Director, Mr. Jian, from Caotun Town, the Vice Chairman of the Representatives Association, Ms. Sun, and from Caotun Town, the Sanjiao Li, the village sheriff, Mr. Chen, and the former sheriff, Mr. Chen. From Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head Dr. Zhang Senglong. From Hong Kong Chinese University, Professor Tam. And the scholars group of Tributary School. all the professors and doctors, and the law advisor to the Triveda Foundation, Mr. Luo, Mr. Zuo, and Mrs. Huang. And a well-known entertainer, Mr. Tai Ziyan. And the general manager of Jingyi Enterprise, Mr. Wu Guande. And from the Qiping Furniture Store, the president, Ms. Huang Suqi. And Fengqi Media Property, Mr. Lin. And from Yanqi International Company General Manager Huang and Mrs. Huang. And an artist from Hong Kong, Mr. Fang. And Ms. Deng Lixin.
My university same classmate,
Mr. and Mrs. Zhu Jinsui. From Indonesian Datun Cultures President, Mr. Arjun Chen and Mrs. Chen. A notable entrepreneur from Hong Kong, Datuk Kenneth Loy, and his wife, Martin.
United States, American, California, Los Angeles for small girl.
The Lotus Light Charity Society Worldwide President Master Tsang, the Director of the Taiwan area of Lotus Light Charity Society, Mr. Li Chunmyang. From CTI TV Taiwan produces for 给你点上新灯 Ms. Rebecca Shiyachi. And producers for the Platform Sutra and development stages of Tankayana and the Havaja exposition, Master Lian Yue, and the host, Dharma Sister Peijin, and my sister, Miss Liu Sengwei. And also for the flower bouquet sent by the chief of the legislative yuan, Mr. Su Jiaquan, for the well wishes for the ceremony, and Mayor of Nantou County, Mr. Lin, and the well wishes for the ceremony and for the protection of the country, and a chapter in Malaysia, Master Luo, and also Mr. Yang from Malaysia, and from Jialin Company, Mr. Li Wenseng and Miss Lin Meixia. And thank you for those who donated 100,000 NT dollars for the meals at the temple. The first one is Living Buddha Lian Sheng and the Dokchen Center from Hong Kong, and also Drops of Life Foundation, Charity Foundation, for 500,000 NT dollars, and then the Purple Lotus Temple and Master Samantha for 350,000 NT dollars, and from Malaysia, Takwon Chapter Master Zongci and disciples for 210 and $1,500, and Lianhua Zhenxing for $200,000, and Dharma brother He Fusan $100,000, Dharma sister Chen Zhenmi $100,000, Dharma brother Tsang $100,000, Dharma sister Li Reying $100,000, Dharma brother Li Haian $100,000, and chapter from Sweden $100,000, and the Vajra Diamond Temple of New York $100,000, and Kaohsiung Limited Company from Malaysia $100,000, and Qingyi Enterprise General Manager Tsang $100,000, and Mr. Wang Ziseng $100,000, and Jisun incense Lianhua Sun An also $100,000. And also another guest of honor, VIP, the council person from Thailand City, Mr. Tsai Wang-Chuan. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
Good afternoon and domo konnichiwa. Kamsahamnida. Sawadee ka. Hola, amigo. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.另外还有最重要的，Selamat siang, selamat petang.
Selamat siang, selamat petang. Good afternoon in Indonesian and Malay. For the disciples from Malaysia and Indonesia. And Sweden. How would you say it? Ruitian. Sweden is Ruitian in Chinese. The Swana spiritual chapter now became the Shuddha chapter. So they wave the Swedish flags. So Tribhuda School is global. It's a worldwide religious group. And there are many countries in the world that are disciples of Tribhuda School. We are truly widespread. In the past, I've said that whenever one disciple leaves the group, there would be 10 coming. So we only increase and never decrease. That we have more and more people attending the ceremonies. Look at it today. For this Vajrapani Homa, the prediction, the weather forecast was cloudy But now it becomes sunny. The sun shines radiantly. So I hope that the progress of our school will walk on the middle path, on the right or correct path, and would be radiant like the sun, like the sunshine. And the disciples of our school would be disciples with the proper faith. And our precepts are the precepts of Sakyamuni Buddha. And we train in the Dharma practice of Samadhi, and all the same that every individual would attain the wisdom of liberation and become siddhas, or ones with attainments, that every individual would become Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, protectors, and arhats. So today, on this spring blessing ceremony and Vajra deliverance, it's a really nice sunny day, which we haven't seen for the sun. We haven't seen for quite a while. So today we had the Homa of Vajrapani Bodhisattva, and I would be transmitting the Dharma practice of Vajrapani, the Vajrapani deity yoga. His look is he's holding Vajra scepter like this, and with the hand raised very high, and this is a subjugation mudra. His right hand is like this, and the left hand is holding this subduing mudra. And some images, the left hand is holding a Vajra lasso, the mantra. The mantra. That the Master Pufang of Taipei taught me. So, Om Burulanjali, this mantra, is the mantra of Vajrapani Bodhisattva for protection or setting boundary. So, Boli means Vajrapani. Boli. Boli is very important, meaning Vajrapani. So the mantra is so this is his true mantra of the universe, the one with the highest wisdom, Vajra hand. The sixth syllable is Hom. And to eradicate all that is inauspicious, that is Pei. So that's the meaning of the mantra. Someone asked Master Lu, there are three reliances in Vajrapani: Chenrezig, the four-armed Kuan Yin, and Manjushri Bodhisattva, and Vajrapani Bodhisattva. So you have taught us the Chenrezig and Manjushri, but you have not taught us Vajrapani. So these three reliances are the most important in Vajrayana. So we have not taught Vajrapani, but Master Pufang have taught me about Om Burulanjali, and I thought I have transmitted Vajrapani Bodhisattva, but actually it has not been formally transmitted. So the tantric three reliances, the one represents compassion is Kuan Yin, or the four-armed Kuan Yin. The one symbolizing wisdom is Manjushri Bodhisattva, the great Manjushri Bodhisattva. And representing Dharma power is Vajrapani Bodhisattva, or the Vajra hand Bodhisattva. And they are the three reliances of Tantrayana. So I've thought of Master Pufang's teaching for armor protection and reciting Om Burulanjali. And I thought I was in the belief that by doing that, I had transmitted Vajrapani Dharma practice, but it wasn't a complete procedure. So today I will transmit the complete procedure. But first, let me share a joke. A drunkard, after drinking, calling for a taxi in Ximending, and he said, "I want to go to Ximending." But the driver thought, "But this is Ximending." So he said, "Sir, this is Ximending." And the drunkard looked around and gave the driver $500. And as he got off, he said, "Don't drive so fast in the future." So please let me tell you, there's an insight here. So the starting point is also the end point. So the starting point of all lives is also the end point. The same for spiritual cultivation. Doesn't matter where or how you wander through hundreds of lives, eventually you would return to your starting point. And what is your starting point? Your starting point is the Buddha nature. So you leave the Buddha nature and you return to the starting point. And in between, all the illusory things that happen is called the great illusion or Mahottara Heruka. And tomorrow we will have the ceremony of Mahottara Heruka. Actually, the starting point is also the ending point. And in between, there are all these dreams and illusions. So starting point is also ending point. This is very important. So think about it. So all of you came from the Buddha's place. And ultimately, we will return to that Buddha place. Buddha nature is the ocean, and human lives are the waves. And at the end, we will return to the ocean. My melody may not be correct, but ultimately you will return to the Buddha nature. That's spiritual cultivation, because when you left the Buddha nature and you cycle in the dreams and you could not find your way back. But through spiritual cultivation, you can return to the ocean of Buddha nature. So let me tell you where Vajrapani Bodhisattva came from. So Vajrapani is also Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, because his mudra or the hand gesture is completely the same as Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. So you can form the mudra by first forming the mudra of Golden Mother and then extend your pinkies upright. That would be the mudra of Vajrapani Bodhisattva and Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. So last week I just transmitted the Buddha Dharma practice of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, and his mudra is the same as Vajrapani's mudra, and the mantra is also similar. That's the heart mantra of Vajrapani Bodhisattva. So with the heart mantra, that represents the purity of the speech, and with the image of Vajrapani Bodhisattva, that represents the purity of the mind, and with Vajrapani's mudra, that represents Vajrapani's purity of Vajrapani's body. Then, by having these purities, you would be close to your yidam, or your own protector. And the Dharma practice is like this. This is an important procedure. You need to great homage, great offering, fourfold refuge, the repentance, the four immeasurables, armor protection, generating bodhicitta. So in our Dharma practices, the 7 beginning parts are all the same. Let me share you the second joke. Miss, a lady asked the great master, "Master, please tell me, can you predict if I would have money or not in my life?" And the great master answered, "Please look at these 2 characters. One is character or nature, and the other one is life." And the lady said, "Of course, life is more important. Then you would not have money. Why?" The wealthy one is would follow their desires, but the poor ones just accept their destiny. So nature and life are different. In Taoism, we talk about practicing both our nature and our life. So the tangible and the intangible. So you need to practice them both. You need to practice your body and your spirit. So that's called the practice of both body and spirit. Or nature and life. So in Tantrayana it's the same. You need to practice the external one and also the internal one. So we need to train both externally and internally. So you need to practice your body and also things outside your body. But in your Dharma practice, you need to perform all these 7 parts. So great homage, offerings, fourfold refuge, repentance, the 4 immeasurables, generating Jetichitta, and armor protection. So in this, actually, you practice both body and spirit. Some are intangible. Like for the great homage, there is the intangible part and also the tangible part. And also for the great offering, there are both intangible and tangible. The same for fourfold refuge. And the great repentance, there's both intangible and tangible. So the 4 immeasurables, armor protection, generating bodhicitta, they all include both the tangible and intangible ones. So after the 7 parts, you form the mudra. So I have taught you the mudra earlier, which represents the purity of the body. And the mudra is quite similar to the mudra of Golden Mother, except the pinkies. The pinkies are upright and touching each other. Then you visualize the emptiness first. That's the mantra for visualizing the void or emptiness. That's the mantra for visualizing the whole universe to be empty, like the clear blue sky, no clouds. And in the sky, there would be lotus blossoms of all different colors with pang. So pang, the 6 syllable pang, first appeared, and then the all colors lotus blossoms. And among them there would be a blue lotus blossom. And on it there would be a home, 6 syllable. On the disc, the home is also blue and revolving to become a Vajra scepter. So home becoming a blue Vajra scepter on top of the lotus. At the center of the blue Vajra scepter, there is another home radiating light. And the light rays subdued all the demons or maras in all directions. And home becomes the blue light entering into the heart of the practitioner, and the practitioner becomes Vajrapani Bodhisattva. So as you all know, Vajrapani's body is dark blue with 1 head and 2 arms. And the right hand is in the subduing mudra holding Vajra scepter, and the other left hand is also in the subduing mudra holding another Vajra scepter or lasso in front of the chest. And ornamented with jewelries and wearing a tiger skin skirt. And the left foot bended and the right foot straight. And amidst the great fire burning. and your home character radiating light, also blue, and shine a ray of light invoking Vajrapani, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas descend, and with Cha Hom Pan Ho, you enter, the deity enter into you, and you enter into the deity, and you become Vajrapani. And then you also invoke the wisdom deity Vajrapani from the sky to enter into your body, and you perform the I enter and enter a me, and you merge in union. And the husband talked to the wife, "Are you hungry? Let me cook a dinner for you." And the wife said, "No, I'm not hungry." "Well, that's good then. Okay, let me run some bath water for you." And the wife said, "No need, I can do it for you." And then the husband said, "Well, let me sweep the floor then." "No need, the floor is clean." And the wife said again, "Well, as a gentleman, I should do something, right?" And the wife replied, "You should just kneel there and don't move around." So just now I performed the wedding blessings to the wedding couples, and I was afraid of this. And everyone is afraid of that. So it's difficult to say what would be the end result of wedding blessings. Will you be loving each other forever? And the answer wasn't clear-cut. They are already hesitant and scared. Marriage is scary. It's not easy to have the same hearts and same virtues. But for Buddhism, you really have to be with the same mind and heart. So, with the same mind and the same virtues, then you can gain yogic response in spiritual cultivation with the deity, but in a marriage, with the couple, with the spouse. Then you can be together till the end of your life. Only if you have the same mind and heart and virtues. Otherwise, it would be difficult to attain yogic response, or even for a couple, then you would suffer and be miserable. It would be problematic. It's very rare to have a family with the same hearts and minds. I often told this joke that there's an old couple in the backyard drinking some wine, and the wife looking down and said, "I cannot live without you. I really love you. Mornings and nights I really need you. You are my life. You are my forever. You are my eternal love, and you're also my belief." And after the wife finished, the husband is filled with tears. And the wife asked, "Hey, I was talking to the wine, not to you." So for a couple to have the same mind and the same hearts are really quite difficult. In my own experience, of course you have love when you're young, whether the priest or the minister or the monks ask you, and you would always say love. But after a period of time, then it starts to become responsibility for the family. Because of this duty, and also the belief in each other, interest. So, from my own experience, you have to have responsibility, duties, and the same interests in life. Then you can be together. Afterwards, you need to be like that. So just now, in performing the wedding blessings, I was really worried for them. And it's the same for everybody that had the experience would be concerned all the same, not just Grandmaster. They don't know what they're getting into. Of course, they're not worried, but they will be in the future. So, but let me tell you the secrets. You have to have the responsibility, sense of responsibility toward your family, and duties toward your family, and also interests that you share. Then you would have the same mind and virtues. For I enter and enter I is most difficult. From a faraway place coming to right in front of you, and then on top of your head and entering into you. And the two of you merges into each other, then two becomes one, and one becomes two. Like the milk and water mixing together. Then this way it's called the same mind or heart and virtues. And it's called I enter, or enter me and I enter. Only this way you can enter into Samadhi. And the purified body, speech and mind would merge with the body, speech and mind of the deity. And this is most important about Samadhi. I often said this. After entering into Samadhi, after union, you recite the mantra. Om Vajrapani Hombe 100 times, 108 times, or 1,080 times, or thousands of times. So by reciting this mantra, you make it concrete. So in Japanese, my head is like concrete. To firm it, so that you and the deity become firm, merges, and strengthen. And solidify. A friend introduced a date to the friend, and they met for dinner, but the man didn't eat. I just watched the lady eat, and the lady asked, "Why don't you eat?" And he thought he would impress the lady by saying that the beautiful face is enough. But what he said is that I am full just by looking at you. And this means two different things. And the other one is, you're so beautiful that I don't need to eat. And the other meaning is that I'm full just by looking at you, which means I lost appetite. So for Buddhist practices, that complete union is also called yoga or yogic response. So the Vajrapani deity yoga or the Vajrapani Dharma practice is actually the same. So yogic response and deity yoga is the same. So most importantly is to invite him to enter into your heart, and in a flash you're in union with Vajrapani and you transform to become Vajrapani. So the most important point about gaining yogic response in tantric practices, yogic yoga is most important. So you need to recite the mantra. So 108 or 1,000 or thousands times, and then you enter into samadhi. And that's a kind of meditative stability or meditation. Just now, on the computer, I was about to download the horror movie, and the son asked me, "What sort of horror movie?" Something that you get scared and you would cry when you see it. And the son replied, "Was that Mom?" Oh, he's so smart. I felt the same way. So we should worry for the wedding couples, the new couples earlier. Actually, between people, for two people to become soulmates, we often say that you can have many acquaintances, but your true friend, where are they? People that can truly understand you and you understand him or her, and you can talk or relate heart to heart. How many can you have that? So you have true friends that understand each other, and you're inseparable. Do you have such a friend? For the masters? Nobody. How about for the reference? Oh, there's some people raising their hands.
California, Fort Smoker, Los Angeles, 你们真的，你们知心是知谁的心呢？
So, whose heart do you really understand? Please stand up and say it.
请四大妈站起来。你知我的心呢？好了，你坐下吧。
You understand my heart? Okay, now you can sit down.
还有呢？
Anybody else?
没什么道理，他知道我的心。我知道你是陈传芳啊。
She knows my heart. And do I know that you are Linda Chung?
不是沉船就是翻船。
But the meaning of your name in Chinese is like sinking the boat or turning the boat over.
你知道世尊的心。
You understand Grandmaster's heart. Okay, let me test you then. Okay?
好，我问你呀。
Okay, let me ask you.
陈昭芳小姐。
Miss Linda Chung?
你知道师尊最喜欢的是什么？
Do you know what Grandmaster likes most? 我知道。
哎，拿一个那个麦克风给他嘛。哦，陈昭芳是讲空性的，空性的。
Empty nature.
他说。我最喜欢的是空性。
She said that what I like most is the empty nature, which is emptiness. That's not right. That's not wrong, but in the existence, you like little girls.
答对了。
The right answer.
你真的是我的知心啊
You are my true friend.
我最喜欢佛性。
In terms of emptiness, I like Buddha nature most, but in terms of existence, and as she said,
小女生
it's the little girls.
对了
Right.
马来西亚那个
Like
李琦
from Malaysia. Please come up.
请上前，面向大家。
Please come up and face everybody.
还有依婷在吗？依婷。
And Yiting, is Yiting here?
请问依婷在哪里？
Where is Yiting?
她在外面啦。
She's outside.
那能不能叫她跑上来一下？
Please ask her to come up here.
我知道，我还要念呢。我都喜欢的小女生嘛。依婷呢？依婷走不上来。
So, Yiting.
她在不在啊？
Is she here?
有来嘛？
Did she come?
哦，来了。
She's coming.
在楼上啊。
She was upstairs.
来，这是依婷。
And this is Yiting.
哇，依婷长那么大。
Yiting now is very tall.
还有雷倩。
And Lei
雷
Qian.
倩上来一下。哇，这3个是我最喜欢的小女生。
These are my 3 favorite little girls.
李琦呢？李琦她本身她很会讲话。
Li Qi is very eloquent. She has the mind of an adult. And she is very good at enticing people onto the Buddhist path.
叫做素琦。
And she looks very much like Su Qi,
这个
a film star.
小李琦就像舒淇一样。
Su Qi.
将来会度很多的众生。
And in the future, she
懂
would
得度众生。
she would deliver a lot of sentient beings, and she knows how to do practice.
闻3个地方，一个是头，一个是。
And I would kiss her 3 times, on the head and on her 2 cheeks. So they all comply with the international greeting style. So she has her own altar, and she practices every day, and she always encourages her parents and sister to practice together. That's Li Qi and Yi Ting. As for Yi Ting, how many years have you been together? How many years? From very small. And when we see each other, we also follow the international greeting. We hug each other. We hug and cheek to cheek. And also Lei Qian, same.
Hi, how are you? 你好吗？你好，打招呼。他也是小可爱啊。
This is also cute.
这个雷倩的名字是我给她起的。
I give her her name for Lei Qian and for Li Qi.
依婷的名字是她爸爸起的。
And Yi Ting's name was given by her father. They're all very cute. How old are you, Li Qi?
10岁，你10岁。
10.
依婷几岁？
How old are you, Yi Ting?
10岁也是10岁。
Also 10. Oh.
雷倩
And Lei Qian, how are you? How old are
8
you?
岁，
8.
8岁。3个都很可爱，我都很喜欢。
All three are very cute, and I love them all. I like them all.
我转世以后啊，我对你们3个。
When I am reincarnated, I would chase after all 3 of you.
那是姐弟恋呢，俺的姐弟恋。
There would be romances between older women and younger men.
我说我转世了，转世以后再娶他们。
When I'm
总之，他们
reborn,
是我最喜欢
I
的
would
小女孩。
marry them. So they are my 3 favorite little girls.
真的，他们3个跟我心心相印的，你不信？
So we are heart to
你们
heart.
是不是跟世尊心心相印？是不是？是的话举手。
So please raise your hand if you're heart to heart with Grandmaster.
心心相印呢。真的，我真的是很爱小女生。
I really like little girls. And I also like little boys, but I don't remember their names.
我只记住这3个小女生的名字。
I remember the names of these 3 little girls.
谢谢你们3位。
Thank you. And thank you to Miss Linda Chong.
生快乐。
You've brought lots of happiness to
然后
Grandmaster.
在美国呢，就是有一个
And in America, there is Ping Er,
也是我喜欢很小，
which I also
现在
like.
4岁吧，
She's very small. She's 4 now.
小女生。这个陈长芳真的是懂得世尊的心了。
So Miss Linda Chong really understands
你们
Grandmaster's
4个
heart.
大妈当中有一个孙爱珍
And of the 4 great ladies, there is Miss Sun Aizhen, or Ruby Sun.
她跟观世音菩萨是同心
Please
同
stand
德
up.
观世音菩
So
萨
she has the
同心
same heart and virtues as Guan Yin
她就
Bodhisattva.
跟观世音菩萨相应的。
She has gained yogic response with Guan Yin Bodhisattva.
所以有时候啊，
So sometimes,
没有时间去求，那么就
if Grandmaster doesn't have time to pray, then Sun Aizhen brought all the 4 ladies to pray to the Dragon Kings. And the Dragon King listened to them
他出太阳就出太阳，
and asking them to rain or to
要他热就
be
热。
sunny or to be cold or windy or hot.
带着4大妈，
So Sun Aizhen, Miss Ruby Sun, had this power, and also Miss Jiang, Amy Jiang, and also Miss Linda Chung, and also Miss Teresa Wei has done lots of Homa. So all 4 of them have power. So whenever there's drought somewhere, you can ask these 4 people to pray for you, asking for rain or for stop raining. So tomorrow, so whether it rains or not tomorrow, you have the responsibility. Thank you.
United States, American, Los Angeles, California, States, Los Angeles, for smoker, 有 power.
They have power. So when they show up, everything will go smoothly. Like today, it becomes sunny.
明天不下雨是你们四大妈的功劳。
So if it doesn't rain tomorrow, it will be to the 4 ladies' credit. If it rains, then I will find 4 of you.
所以我把责任全部憋清，不是我的责任。
So I transfer my responsibility. So it will not be my responsibility if it rains tomorrow. So enter me, I enter, and then enter into Samadhi, and then sing the praise, paying homage to the Vajrapani of the north, and all the Buddhas taking refuge, and the secret Tantrika of the Tathagata, and the Vajra reliance of the 3 beauties, and then merit dedication, and to the Vajra Master, subjugating all Maras, transcending all the ocean of sufferings. And Vajrapani Bodhisattva has a dual body or single body. It's blue. And the consort is blue, holding a kartika, carved knife, and a skull cup. Today, I saw the boss taking his girlfriend, but the lady is rather old, but I still wanted to kiss ass. So I said, "Boss, your girlfriend is really beautiful." And everybody just glared. And the boss said, "This is my mom." So that's not a true friend. Because someone like a unknown, that you would truly know the hearts or the mind of the boss, then there would be a true, like a true mates. So like couples that have been together for a long time, then you would understand each other. So although you know that the hearts are different, but you know. So in order to search for the Buddha's and Bodhisattva's heart, you first search for your own heart or mind. So only when you cannot find your own heart or mind, then that would be your own mind or heart. When you cannot find the heart or mind of the Bodhisattvas, that's when your heart or mind merges with the Bodhisattva's heart or mind. And this is the statement of enlightenment. When you cannot find your own mind, and you cannot find the Buddha's mind, because both don't have mind. That's why you call that your mind or your heart are connected to each other. And this is a statement of enlightenment. There was a thief on the public bus, a pickpocket, and the gentleman said, "But I have no money." Oh, and she said, and the lady said, "Oh, don't pickpocket him because he has no money." And the pickpocket said, "How do you know? Did you steal his money first?" And she said, "No, because he's my husband." So she never gives money to him, so she knows that he doesn't have any money. I didn't see, I didn't look at anyone. I have lots of money on my pocket. I have money on my pocket. In my pocket. So past, present, and future. Having such a grand true Buddha school, all because Simu, Master Lien Xiang, understands my heart, mind. And I also understand her heart and mind. Why? Because I know that I have lived for 72 years in this world. I cannot say anything about her. I can only talk about myself, but I cannot talk about her. If I do say something a little unkind or unnice, then I would be in trouble. So, ever since the ancient times until now, until the future, I control myself to talk in a very soft, gentle, and tender way. Otherwise, I would have nothing to eat. But at the end, though, she would pity me and then give me some soy milk and bread. And then she would wash tomato, wash one tomato and 2 pieces of cheese and a few nuts. And then I would join my palms and say, "Thank God, thank heaven and earth. Now I can live again. I can live well again." So let me tell you, I'm really sympathetic toward those wedding couples. All the men should learn from Grandmaster. We should talk in a very light, tender, kind, caring, and nice words. Doesn't matter how she is. You would always say, "Oh, you're so beautiful today."
管他是多么的邋遢，你都要这样子讲。
Doesn't matter how sloppy she is, you would say.
其实师母不管她外表怎么样，她的内心都永远。
For Simu, doesn't matter how she looks outwardly, her inside is always beautiful. And of course, she also looks beautiful.
卸妆以前。
Before she takes off her makeup, she's always beautiful.
你要能够跟一个人知心，跟活菩萨知心。
In order to know somebody's heart or to know Buddha's and Bodhisattva's heart, you have to be like that. You need to understand that person's heart. And to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you want to understand their hearts. And eventually, you would gain yogic response, and you can go to the Buddha's place as the yidam of the Pure Land. And if you don't like the deity and the deity don't like you, then how can you be connected? So of course you would regard the yidam as beautiful and perfect, and the deity views you as beautiful and perfect. Then you can gain yogic response. So this is the concept of this yogic response or yoga. So today I'm teaching you in training for the deity yoga of Vajrapani, you need to understand Vajrapani. You need to know Vajrapani's heart or mind. And then wholeheartedly you make offering to him. And offer your body, speech and mind to the Vajrapani. Then you would gain yogic response with him. That's the ultimate truth about yogic response. Om Mani Padme Hum.